In competitive exams, the MCQ can be asked as like which of the following are steps involved in working of hammer mill? A. Introducing material through the feed hopper. B. In crushing chamber. C. Outlet of milling chamber. And D. All of the above. So the correct answer is D. All of the above. Hello friends, welcome to my channel Pharmatic Competitive. So friends, today we will discuss about equipments of size reduction, that is mills. In this lecture video, we will cover up following mills. Hammer mill. So we will discuss principle, construction, working, uses, merits or advantages and demerits, that is disadvantages of the above mentioned mills. So guys, don't miss the video. Watch this video till the end. Let us start with our first mill, that is hammer mill. Size reduction of the particles using hammer mill is done by mechanism of impact. As we have discussed in earlier videos, impact mechanism. So let's take a short view. In impact method, the particle is more or less stationary and then it is hit by the object moving at high speed. So by this impact between particles and object is occurred. This is how the impact mechanism works. Let us discuss the principle on which hammer mill works. First of all, the necessary requirement about choosing is appropriate motor, crushing hammers and material to be crushed. Hammer mill is operated on the principle of impact between the rapidly moving hammers mounted to a rotor and stationary powdered bed. The material is crushed and pulverized between hammers and casing until it is fine enough to pass through the sieve which forms the bottom casing. The material remains in the mill and is crushed till it is reduced to final particles to pass through the sieve opening at the bottom of the casing. Both brittle and fibrous material can be handled in the hammer mill. Construction. Hammer mill consists of 4 or more hammers hinged on a central shaft and these are enclosed with a metal case. So, it is arranged as when the central shaft rotates along with it the hammers to swing out rapidly. As velocity of hammers is too high, the most of the feed or particles present in the mill undergoes brittle fracture. Due to such crushing by hammer, the material tends to produce powder with the narrow size distribution. As the bottom of casing there is screen present with openings, it allows only particles that are reduced or comminuted properly. So, for carry out such operation, hammer mill is tapered square force to cutting edge are used as shown in the given diagram. So let's see the diagram. The arrow with feed is placed from where the material or the feed is passed into the mill. The arrow pointing towards the hammers that are hinged with the central shaft. The arrow covering these hammers is the metal casing that at the bottom there is a screen with sieve opening, that is the screen from where the product is received. So now let us talk about the working of hammer mill. The first point in working is feeding mechanism. It is a process by which feed is passed at and entered through the crushing chamber. On the design of hammer mill in a machine may use either gravity or metered feeding system. Hammer mill operates at high speed that may vary from 2500 to 60,000 revolutions per minute. It's most likely to happen in many cases that hammers are mounted on horizontal shafts. Also, they may rotate either clockwise or anti-clockwise. So the steps that are covered in the working of hammer mills are: first of all, introducing material through the feed hopper. Second is in the crushing chamber using the hammer. Third one is outlet of milling chamber through screen that is the final product, is attained. Uses of the hammer mill includes fibrous materials can be handled by hammer mill by cutting mills. Brittle material is best fractured by the impact of blunt hammers. It is capable of producing intermediate grades of powders of almost all the substances. Powdering of barks, leaves, roots, crystals, and filter cakes. It is useful for granulation, where the damp mass is cut into granules by the hammers. Merits: it is rapid in action and is capable of grinding many different types of materials. They are easy to install and operate. The operation is continuous. There is little contamination of the product with metal abraded from the mill and no surface moving against each other. The particle size of the material can be easily controlled by changing the speed of the rotor, hammer type, shape, size of the sieve. Demerits: the high speed of operation causes generation of heat that may affect the thermolabile materials or drugs containing gum, fat, or resin. The mill may be water cooled to reduce this heat damage. The rate of feed must be controlled carefully as the mill may be choked, resulting in the decreased efficiency of even damage. Because of the high speed of operation, the hammer mill is susceptible to damage by foreign objects such as stones, metals in the feed. Magnets may be used to remove iron, but the feed must be checked visually for any other contamination. Questions that can be asked in semester exams are: what is hammer mill? Explain principle and construction with the working of hammer mill for 5 marks. Or explain the hammer mill with its principle, construction, working, and give its advantages and disadvantages for 10 marks. So, all the above subtopics and points should be covered in your answer for the above questions. In competitive exams, the MCQ can be asked as like: which of the following are steps involved in working of hammer mill? A. Introducing material through the feed hopper. B. In crushing chamber. C. Outlet of milling chamber. And D. All of the above. So the correct answer is D. All of the above. So here we conclude about the hammer mill.